You know, Mondays are really, really tough. They're hard to get through, but the Flame Central podcast is here to help you through those Mondays. But in reality, today's not Monday when we're taping it.
It's
so
not. We are like the best friend that you've always wanted that just kind of gets you through. But yeah, we want to be transparent.
We like to be honest with our audience.
We didn't tape this on Monday. We taped it on a Thursday before. We're busy. We've got things to do. We aren't around on Monday.
The Flame Central podcast hosts need to take vacations too.
But
Joe's already at the beach.
He's already there.
I mean, we don't even have like our third sidekick
We
here.
could have just skipped this week, but we said no.
No.
The people need us.
The people expect it. We have a great interview with Brylan Green coming your way. Joe is a part of that.
Yeah.
But if there is any breaking news that happens this weekend, we are not just ignoring it. We just tape this a little early because Matt and we like to go on vacation.
We have lives. Right.
So, yeah. But you know, things don't slow down. Things are only picking up on campus. We have a lot to get to. Media Day has happened all for football. We talked to some incoming freshmen of all sports. We'll get to that in just a moment. Want to remind you, fall camp is like that last week of July. So I guess next week, if you're listening to this on a Monday, the 28th, we're going to have head strength and conditioning coach Chad Scott on the show to kind of wrap up the summer of what went down with football, tell us a little bit more about this team, which we'll also hear from Brylan here in a moment. But first, let's get to a couple MLB draftees for Liberty Baseball. We have Camden Troyer and pitcher Dylan Matheson. That's just huge news. Another, just continuing the tradition of building this great program.
Yeah, Camden Troyer drafted in the 12th round by the New York Yankees. Interesting story. Camden, great guy.
Super laid back
guy. He actually, some inside info here. He found out that he was drafted while on a bus returning from a mission trip to Guatemala. So he had been on a mission trip that whole week, and we may actually have some more on that in the near future. A little tease for you. But found out about that. Coming off his most productive year as a Flame, led the team with a .300 batting average, 21 strikeouts in 56 games. He was one of the most difficult players in all of Conference USA to strike out this year. 10 home runs, 44 RBIs. Also, not that it will matter here, but remember, he did get on the mound a little bit this year, and he flashed.
Camden Troyer?
He did, not a lot, not as much as they thought maybe he would do
that?
it. But they do he kind of flashed some stuff there. So not a bad option if you're a guy that just have that in your back pocket if something goes wrong,
Similar to your playing days,
no, the exact opposite. Yeah, it's like, you better be able to pick up a bat. So congrats to him. With the Yankees. Best of luck to him. We'll keep track of him. And also Dylan Matheson. His season, he was taken 13th round by the Pirates.
Pittsburgh Pirates.
His season cut short, you may remember.
That's right.
Arm injury. He was having a really good year. 84 strikeouts in just over 65 innings pitched. He had, and I can't remember who told it to me because I had it in my notes. It may have been Coach LaCroix. They called it a unicorn slider. Elite spin rate on the slider. Of course, all the big league teams, they like all the spin rate data, and they pay a lot of attention to that. So he ends up getting taken by the Pirates. Not sure kind of where he is with the arm. So I'm sure they'll kind of slow play that for him. But exciting nonetheless. He was a guy that had been at I'm trying to remember, was it D2?
I think it was
D2, California University of Pennsylvania. The Vulcans. That's their mascot.
What is that?
I don't know. Isn't that like a Star Trek thing? Doug?
I've never seen.
Doug?
Okay, yeah.
Doug Trekkie? I don't know.
Speaking of vacation, shout out to Doug for coming in to set up the set. Got in at 2 a.m.
Man's been out of the country for 2.5 weeks.
Out of the country, serving the Lord, and here he is delivering on his first day back. Welcome back.
But great news for Dylan Matheson as well to get drafted.
Yeah, I've never seen Star Trek or Star.
I'm not real familiar. You've never seen Star Wars. That's her. She loves telling people that too. She finds out people who are really into Star Wars, and then she's
I'm like, I've never seen it.
Never seen it.
I've never will.
It's overrated.
Congrats to them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny when we heard the story about Camden finding out he was drafted and he's like on the bus. It's just, It's not excited. He's just
He's
super laid
so
back.
humble. He's very laid back,
Very
so humble, and both those guys, great guys. You're excited for him. Hey, can I give you one other little baseball note?
Yes, but I was gonna I am hosting the show, Matt. See, this is why I don't produce anything around here because Matt just like jumps, and I know he wants to talk about Garrett Horn. Is that what you were gonna talk about?
I wasn't, but we can.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, you weren't. Then go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead, and then I'll transition.
Yes, that's good. First, I want to talk about some current Flames that are having a lot of success.
Yeah.
Playing in the Cape Cod League this year, I think the Flames had 7 people up there, which is like the premier, college league. Tanner Marsh, Josh Swink, and Tyler August, all Cape Cod All-Stars.
Wow.
So they did great up there. So they did great up there. So exciting for them to have that kind of success up at the Cape.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The Cape is so fun this time of year, so I'm sure.
You love that Freddie Prinze movie. Wasn't that about the Cape Cod League? What was that one? The baseball movie?
Oh.
You know the
Matt,
one.
you know I'm not a baseball person. I didn't watch baseball movies.
I've never actually seen it either, but I've heard people talk about it.
Way to age me, though, Freddie Prinze Jr. Hey, so we will keep you in the loop with, it's still a long road, even though those guys just got drafted, but it doesn't matter what level you play at in minor league ball. Flame Central will follow you along the way, which is really cool.
Hound you.
Yeah, we
will track
change
you down.
your number now. And one of those players that we caught up with recently was Garrett Horn, who was just playing back here in Lynchburg.
Yeah, it was wild. He was back with the Hickory Crawdads, Texas Rangers A-ball affiliate. Remember, Garrett was same way last year, so 2024.
Yeah.
Arm injury, Tommy John surgery, disappointing end to his career because of that. But got drafted in the 6th round anyway by the Rangers, is healthy now, pitching really well. Caught up with him. You can watch that on the Liberty Baseball social media platforms. Great guy. Like his perspective, his faith, and how he lives that out, really, really mature kid.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys just because of his work ethic. Obviously, his stuff is really good, left-handed, and just his approach. You're going to see him in the big leagues.
You got to work your way out.
You're going to see him in the big leagues at some point. He's that kind of dude if he can stay healthy. So it was really fun catching up with him. And so, check out that sit down we did.
Yeah,
with Garrett Horn.
You can find that on Liberty Baseball's Twitter and Liberty Flames. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get all of those great features and stories, and of course to watch Flame Central, the show and the podcast each and every week. I just can't wait to hear the stories that are going to come back from Joe Yock next week.
After a bit long beach vacation.
Yock family beach vacation.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine what those are going to be like.
Things happen to Joe that don't happen to normal people.
Many people? Well, Joe does things that
he
puts himself in
that's
situations.
True.
One of the downfalls of taping this a little early before the weekend, we won't know what happens with Jack Warner's
state tournament.
Tournament
Hopefully
team.
the next time we see you.
I might have to come back in here on Monday morning
That's not happening.
to add a little breaking
update.
News update. If not, Flames Nation will just be on the edge of their seats.
If the boys from Bedford catch fire, I'll tweet something.
I think we're gonna have to come up with a different name for the team.
That's true.
I think that one was taken.
One might be taken.
But anyways, let's transition to football and go to this conversation with Brylan Green. A friend of the show, a regular of the show, ladies and gentlemen, Brylan Green.
Yes.
Has returned.
Fan favorite.
A fan favorite.
Is this your second or third time?
I think this might be 3.
Right, it's 3.
Pushing 4.
I mean, there's only a few people that have been invited back that many times.
I'm honored.
Yeah, very high-rated show.
We didn't have Coach Shadwell on that many times, I don't think.
Well, I mean, Brylan, Coach. No, I'm kidding. Brylan, so good to see you. So you've been back home a little bit when you had the time. You had to
back to food talk.
Yeah,
back
to food talk.
That Louisiana talk's a little bit different. What was that one thing you said you liked so much? On the last show,
I think it was, I want to say rice and gravy.
No, it was something I hadn't heard of before.
Etouffee.
Boudin. Yeah.
Boudin. Yeah, that's what it was.
Boudin. That was it.
Boudin crackling. Yeah.
Boudin crackling.
Yeah,
I think that was it.
That sounds like it might have been it.
But I was like,
Boudin crackling. Yeah.
Wait, so Matt and I do this media training with some of the transfers and incoming freshmen, and we met Jalen Coleman.
Yep.
Right? And he was saying that you guys are going to put on a little crawfish broil together. We need the date. Is this not happening?
Is it not happening?
I have the freshmen like high hopes.
I mean, it could possibly happen. We can make it happen.
You make it
Come
happen.
on. I
If
have already
everybody
looked on
puts in-
Amazon.
if everybody puts
I've
in-
already
you
looked on
already put it,
Amazon
yeah.
for like you guys to wear these like cute little crawfish like aprons.
Yeah, the aprons. Yeah.
That would be so cute, like little chef hats.
My uncle has like a whole set of like the aprons. He got like 4 or 5 of them. So every occasion it's a different.
Uncle
you never
who?
know.
Yeah, different look.
Never
It's
know
a
what
different
you're gonna
look.
get. Yeah.
Uncle who?
It's crazy.
What?
Uncle LeVar.
Uncle
Uncle
LeVar,
Yeah,
come
LeVar.
to the mountain. Let's have
Yes,
this for
bring
him.
Uncle
I'm telling
LeVar
you
in.
right
Fly
now,
Uncle
like
LeVar in.
this, and we can record the whole thing,
That'd
get
be
the
nice.
team
I think
together.
that'd be-
What's
that
Boudin
might be a
cracking?
hit. I'm not
Maybe
gonna lie.
Alcova Mortgage can
What's
sponsor
Boudin
this.
cracking?
What's
Alcova
Boudin
Mortgage.
cracking?
We'll power it.
Yeah,
Well, so
Well, tell me about this.
Boudin crackling. So Boudin is
Boo. Is it poo or
How do you
boo?
spell this?
How do you, we haven't even asked him one football question. We're talking about Bull and Kraken.
So
or what?
Boudin, Boudin.
Okay, and it's
Boudin.
legal in Virginia.
It should be legal. Yeah, hopefully.
There's a lot of
If it
things
can-
in
if it
Louisiana
can make it
that
up
are
here,
illegal.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
not
All right,
legal
I
in
just wanna make
Virginia.
So basically, it's like skin. So it's skin.
Skin.
You put pork meat in there,
Oh.
rice.
Okay.
Some people cut up sausage, put it in there.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Kind of.
I'm
Yeah.
still on board.
Yeah.
So that's about 10 pounds that you're gonna gain in about a week if you keep eating that.
Wow.
So-
Oh,
and then
hey.
crackling is just like
You sweat it
like
off.
pig skin, like I don't know. This.
Yeah, pigskin.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna try to get some up here for y'all guys, and
I
then
would love that.
we'll try to
Look at
make
that.
it
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
That-
Boudin and Kraken.
Boudin crackling.
Crackling.
Crackling,
All right, I'll
yeah.
get it. I'll
Crackling.
get one of these days.
Love
So we've talked a lot about leading into football season and fall camp. How many new faces are on this team? What can you tell us about what you've learned about the defense and some of those new additions?
We have a lot of new people, like especially in the linebacker room. We have a lot of guys. I think that this group is very we're really connected with each other. I think you're gonna see a lot of good things, a lot of rotation. I feel like a lot of the guys who have came back are more experienced, even the young guys. So I think they're ready to take the next step forward to be able to play a lot of snaps in the games. And also these transfers, they coming in, they learn it quickly. So I think a lot of those guys, we're gonna be able to use everyone, and hopefully we can put on a show for everybody.
This is year 4 for you, right?
Man, don't say it like that.
You're old.
No,
Don't say it like
but
that.
like
You're
not only
old.
that,
Getting
but, like,
old, man.
You are a rare commodity in
Yeah.
athletics right now.
I mean,
4
yes, sir.
years.
Loyal.
4 years,
place?
loyal.
I
Yeah,
love the
that's right, man.
loyalty.
Like-
Yes.
I get too
Loyal.
emotional when y'all leave.
I know.
I love
But
the loyalty.
with that, do you feel like, man, you know everything? Like you've been in it. You've been with most of the same coaches during this time. Like, how much easier does that make it for you? Understanding what they want from you, and then now being a leader with so many new faces around, sharing that with them.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that just the trust that the coaches have given me to just pour out to the young guys, I think that's the main thing for me, and they help me as well. So I think it just makes everything so much easier for the coaches, for the players, for everybody just in the room. I think that, just me being that leader in the room, also like guys like a Corey and Joe Carter, we just all coming
Yeah.
together, and then we just leading a group of guys, and I think we're going to get the results that we want.
Yeah.
That being said, how do you stay hungry? Like, because it is so familiar and you know so much about this program. How do you stay hungry to still want to grow your game?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is not even just looking at the guys over here, but just expanding my horizon to like people that like Alabama or like just the guys I'm competing against for the next level. I think that's the biggest thing for me is just knowing that I always got to chase somebody ahead of me. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Brylan Green is one of my favorite all-time Flames. There's no doubt. And I not
You trust him with the flamethrower.
I trust him with the flamethrower. When
true.
you trust a guy with
Hit
flamethrower,
it
that's
cute.
next level stuff. But
Yeah.
not only off the field, but watching you play as a football player, as an analyst, being able to see like this is how a safety is supposed to read the field. This is how a safety is supposed to get off the hash. This is how a safety is supposed to come up and throw his face in there and hit people, right? When you take the athleticism and the toughness and the mental capacity to be able to put everything together, obviously being an All-American at one point, I think you up there in the leading the nation and tied or leading the nation or just below at conference and interceptions a couple years ago that you had. Just taking all those things and putting together makes Brylan Green one of my all-time favorite.
Can he pump
Wow.
all-time
players
favorite
anymore?
Flames.
I
Come on,
So-
Joe.
but
we're trying to keep him hungry
but
over
what-
here.
No, he's gonna be hungry.
Yeah.
But he's gonna be hungry because here's why I say that. Because in saying that, Brian, the question I have for you is, being in your 4th year, how have you seen the guys around you as a defense? Because you look back to your freshman year athletically to where you were as a defense, and to now you're bringing in Division I transfers, and you're bringing in higher level high school recruits, and you're bringing in all these different defensive players. You, from the back guy on the defense, looking into that defense, how have you seen the defense as a whole become more athletic and improve?
I just think that one starts with the coaches being able to recruit guys to come here and people who want to come here. I think that's the biggest thing, and it just brings in more competition in each room. And I think once you get more competition in each room, it's gonna always grow everybody's game. And biggest thing about our team and our defense is nobody's selfish. I think like guys at other schools may see somebody come in and they're like, oh man, I don't really want to help this guy because I want to be the spotlight, So I think
Competing against them.
right. I think us, coming together and just wanting to grow with the guys that's on side of us. I think that really helps us grow as a person and also grows our team. So
How much do you guys look back to 2 years ago versus and compare it to last year and what you need to get back to defensively, what you guys were doing in that Fiesta Bowl year? Or is it just like, hey, that was the past. This is a whole different defense. We need to just focus on, like a new game plan, I
right.
guess.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, you try not to think about it, but I mean, we're humans. Like, we're going to think about it. So we talk about it a little bit, but I think the main thing is just focus on where we are right now, just making sure that the guys we have in our room and the guys that we have on the other side of the ball in offense, making sure that we all getting better. So
Is the Joker mask still a thing?
that's still a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I
so we're
think-
bringing it back for
We're
bringing-
2025.
yeah, we-
Give us a couple of names. Give us a couple of guys that pop to you in spring ball that you're like, hey, you don't know this guy yet, but just wait.
Yeah, I think guys like I feel like we know the Corey Jones. I feel like he's
Yeah.
going to take that leap.
Yeah.
And we're going to see a big jump in Corey Jones. Guys like Devin Henderson, Ronald Moore, Eli Gus.
I need to write these guys down.
Write them
my,
down.
My
Write 'em
fantasy
down.
league.
Yeah, I think they're going to help us. And I would say like Micah Pollard. I think he's
Yeah,
going to help us
linebacker,
a lot. Guys like that, I think, are going to make sure that we get to where we want to get. So
It's exciting. I can't believe this season is so close.
I thought, man, it's crazy. The
Brylan,
summer flew.
Answer this. We talk about you being a fourth-year guy, but I think the question that comes from that is, why? Why are you still here? No, I don't mean that in a bad way.
Yeah, no, I
What
see
is
what you're
it
saying,
about this place that, because you could go other places. We see guys do that all the time. What is it that made you want to stay here?
Yeah, I just think it's the core values of my family. Just being back at home. Just if you're gonna be somewhere, grow it to what you want it to be. Like, don't try to go somewhere else and try to better their place when you have a home already. And I think that everything that I wanted in my career and off the field and on the field is Liberty gave it all that I have. So just like I said before, coming from the background I come from, if we're gonna be somewhere, we're gonna be somewhere. So
Yeah, I
that's great.
love that. I mean,
Not to mention the Flame Central podcast.
yeah,
Well, and
absolutely.
it's a-
Third time on.
Yeah.
That is
That is awesome.
your loyalty to the program, because I know Brylan's trying to be a little bit humble right now, but the opportunities that he had available to him after his All-American year were a lot, and to come back to Liberty and believe in the vision of what Liberty is, believe in this football program, believe in helping take it to the next level is outstanding on your part. The one other question I had for you is, I look back to that Fiesta Bowl year. When you start watching, you can relate to this. Obviously, you start watching the film from that defense. You guys were unless you know your devil's in the details, you were a simple defense. Like you were a very like you didn't do a lot of stuff. Like you weren't and I understand where Coach Krantz was coming from. It was like first year and you guys are just you had a lot of injuries at the time. You had different guys playing different positions, and so it was a very it was amazing what you got out of that defense for as simple as you were for what it takes to be successful defensively in modern day football. How have you seen the defense over the past 2 seasons to where you went through spring ball now, where it's like, are you a lot more multiple with what you're trying to do? Or as he continue to keep, I've seen you, obviously, I think I know the answer to this question, but tell us how you become more multiple defensively and how that's going to help you.
yeah, so the first year, like you said, Krantz, first year,
Yeah.
we didn't know what we were finna get into. So I think everything was kind of just like, we're gonna play cover 3 and man, and we're gonna see what happens. So I think we took that jump. My junior year, their second year, we took that jump. I think it was more so just keeping the basics, but just adding things in
Right.
there. I think that was the biggest thing for us last year, and I think this year is gonna be even more. Just adding in more things, more details and stuff like that. And I mean, obviously we're gonna always add new things to our defense, but just keeping the main thing. At the end of the day, you got to put your guys in the right position to be successful, and I think that's what he's done since he's been here. So
Right.
It's almost go time with fall camp starting up soon, but you got to soak in the summer, these last few days of summer. I know you guys are still working. I know some of the guys have taken on golf as some of like their?
I'm one
off-
of them that's I've tried.
You've tried golf?
But the baseball background kind of messing me up,
Yeah.
though. Yes,
That's not. That's an
Are you a-
excuse.
That's
Are
what
you a
that's the
fishing guy?
excuse I always use too.
Yeah. So what have you been
Okay,
doing?
so I fish, but I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fishing guy.
Yeah,
I
okay.
was fishing when I went home July 4th, though. We went fishing, went on the lake, had a good time.
So what are you doing, Brian? So basically, what we're getting at is what have you been doing with
What
yourself?
have I
Yeah,
been doing?
what-
Yeah, so honestly, at the facility, so in June we were here from like 8 to 4:30, 8 to 5. So did that, and then when I
Good
would go
job.
home, just try to recuperate and
I wish I
get
could
ready
get,
for
I
the
wish I
next
could get
day.
our folks to work those hours.
That'd be nice.
Brian.
Hey,
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
right.
Emily works those
You're
hours
lucky
at the
I'm
lake.
even here.
She works those hours at the lake.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. My philosophy is if I can get something done
Yeah.
in 4 hours, why do I need to be
Right.
here
I
at
mean,
8?
I'm with you. Yeah.
Like, I'm not like
Quick and
putting in
efficient.
work like you.
Yeah,
like
quick and efficient. I'm with
when you can be fishing.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you see this team being? This 2025 team. What do you see it? What do you see it being? And as a whole, as a team.
Honestly, for me, my goal is just for everybody to be a family. I think that's the biggest thing for me. I feel like once you're family, once you really play for somebody, you're going to get the results. You're going to get the W's. And you may not even get the W's, but you learn from the process. I think that's the biggest thing, just learning from the process. And I think with the guys that we have in place, and if we just put our minds together and just be connected, I think we're going to end up doing what we want to do and making big goals for ourselves. So
That's
All
great.
right. So you have any projections or for like conference?
Well, I mean, of course,
You
you
know,
said you're
conference
undefeated.
champions.
You're
I mean,
undefeated. Win the
I
conference.
think we're gonna be able to do what we got to do and handle business, but we just got to take it day by day.
We don't want to
Gotta
give
take it day
anybody
by
any
day.
bulletin board
Right.
material,
Yeah,
you know?
That's part of the media training. you
Don't
guys
fall
did.
for that. Don't
Yeah.
fall for that, Brylan.
I should have learned that freshman
yeah,
year, huh?
yeah.
Summer bridge.
I asked Bentley. I asked Aaron about this as well. Now your 4th year. What's the key and the secret to surviving fall camp?
Man, it's crazy how y'all say 4th year. Like, I feel like
Uh-huh.
I was a freshman yesterday, but I think the key is just being in the training room,
Mm-hmm.
just getting there and getting in the film room. I think that's the biggest thing for me is just, like I said, keep my body healthy. I'm getting old now, so I gotta make sure that all my tires still
right,
run.
right,
you know?
right.
So,
I mean, these camps nowadays,
Oh, my
like
gosh.
Camp Kumbaya around here. Oh my
I'm
gosh!
glad we
is
didn't
it-
Don't
do
even
the
ask
two-a-days.
Joe.
Oh, I know. No more
If we leave it to the
two-a-days.
old days.
45
Yeah.
years ago.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
Yeah,
You
you're
know,
indoor.
I'm gonna
and
tell
got
you what.
your-
It was
yeah.
A
110
water
degrees
break
off.
every 5
It
minutes.
was 110 degrees outside. We'd go 2 days, and after practice over, I'd put my helmet and fold it up and stick it in my back pocket and walk home. You know? I mean, golly, you guys got these the padded helmets with your
Yeah,
skull
memory-
caps
memory foam
memory
inside.
foam over.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get digital fitted.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
come
glad that we have
on.
improved conditions for the
Yeah.
safety of
I
our
don't know,
players.
Joe couldn't remember his own name.
I-
by
Yeah,
the most
Joe-
Sometimes I
practices.
start speaking like
Joe
that,
has
but
completely lost it.
sometimes I start being like, but I don't know what really's wrong
Gotta catch
with me.
yourself.
Oh my gosh. Brylan, give me the biggest like clown or jokester on the team.
Uh,
Or like any
Oh,
funny
my.
moment that's happened this
Any
summer.
funny moment? So, like Aaron said before, we had the little rap battle or whatever we did. But I ain't gonna lie, we got some funny people.
Really?
How's the locker
You know what's
room?
you know what's the one that's gonna catch y'all? Devin Henderson.
Devin?
He may
Okay.
not come out
Nice.
as funny, but he's a funny guy. Funny guy. Bryce Dixon.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
everybody
Dixon's
kind of.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we might need like a comedy show or some like
stand-up routine, like yeah.
some sort of
somebody-
stand-up or
I'll be there. Y'all just let me know what time.
Okay.
okay.
I'll be the host. I gotta be host.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
you're the
host.
host.
I'm host.
You're
I'm
the
host. I'm
MC.
host.
I love
I
it.
ran outside when we were at the Fiesta Bowl. I was walking back to my room, and Bryce Dixon was standing there, and I didn't know him,
Uh-huh.
right? And so I just started talking to him. We had like a 30-minute conversation.
No, yeah,
it was
he can yell,
fantastic.
for sure. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
absolutely
Nah, he can definitely
fantastic.
yell.
Bryce is like, who is that guy?
Yeah, no,
Let's
we were
get
great.
back a little further.
No, just stop.
The man, the myth. You
stop.
can't come on. Everybody knows
And
it.
there's
too.
Stop.
cool
Come on.
Everybody
things,
knows it,
yeah.
right.
Brylan, thanks so much for your time. Thanks so much for your loyalty. So happy to have you here as a Flame and excited to watch you play this season.
He's an all-timer.
Here we go.
Flame.
He's an
Absolutely.
all-timer.
Flames, baby. There we go.
Gotta love Brylan. He is just, he might take over my job at one point because I saw him at Liberty Football's media day
Yeah.
going around.
Oh,
He
really?
was calling it the Brylan Green podcast
What?
and interviewing players. And I'm like, what are you?
Kind of stepping on our toes a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest.
But I mean,
Like, he knew nothing about the podcast game before we brought him
We
on
brought
this
him
show,
in. We
right?
introduced
We
him to him.
made Brylan Green when it comes to the media
he's
side
the
of
reason
things.
he had that All-American.
Yeah.
We're the reason he
Right.
had that All-American
Yeah,
season.
right.
But what are your projections for Brylan this season? And do you think that he can have another year like he did? What would that have been? 2023? When he had the 15,
yeah, I
wasn't
guess
it
it would've
15
been, yeah.
interceptions?
Well, no, he didn't have 15 interceptions.
He did.
Yeah, I think it was like
Oh, I think
six.
the Liberty
The
had
team,
15
yeah.
interceptions.
It was a good year.
But
No,
I think he led the nation or was tied for leading the nation.
I mean, I think he's certainly capable of that. So much of that is out of your control.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like, do you get the opportunity to get your hands on the football? Like, do they throw away from you?
Are
So-
you playing against really, really bad quarterbacks?
Right, that helps sometimes. So yes, do I think he's capable? Absolutely. I'm interested. You never know with a guy in his final year, like, is it freeing? Because like, this is it. Like, I'm just going to go out there and play and not worry about anything else. Does it weigh you down knowing that I've only got so many games left? I've got to make the most of this. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes for him. I do think it will help this year, just the guys around him on that defense. Like, I think this has a chance to be a pretty good defense. The linebackers are going to be really good. Sounds like the defensive backs, like, they are really high on some of those guys. So I think some of that could help him as well. But so glad that he has been here throughout his entire career. Like,
I know.
Like, he
so
is
rare.
you've talked about it. Like, so many guys we're trying to learn, like, who is the face, who's the guy, and he's one of the guys you can go to and be like, all right, he's been around. He can be a leader on that side of the ball, and he's just somebody we all know and can root for. And so I'm excited to see what happens here in his senior year.
I'm excited just to see this whole team come together. That was the second player. If you missed our conversation with Aaron Fenimore of the offensive line last week, go back and check that out. But both players really talking about how connected this team is already.
Yeah.
We haven't even hit fall camp yet. And just talking about the family like atmosphere that they feel, like all these different position groups, all these guys hanging out. So that's encouraging.
Yeah.
Obviously, when adversity hits, does that stick around?
Sure. It's easy to say this time of year.
Right. I mean, you don't have much adversity. You're just going through some summer workouts.
Right. The wins and losses aren't weighing heavy on you. So yeah, it can certainly change.
And
but
playing time, not necessarily
I'll
with
say
those
this,
two guys.
if you're having problems now, that's not a good sign.
Not a good
so I'm
sign.
glad that they are not. Glad that everybody appears to be bought in and they seem to be on the same page this year.
Awesome. Well, like I said, football starting up here with fall camp next week. It's going to be really exciting. That's when, Joe has been here all summer.
Right.
And all spring. But he really isn't here until football season is here.
He's really only here the months of September to November.
We're really going to need him to step up if Emily Austin is going to be out too. So
if it's a definite.
I'm pretty sure it's hopefully this baby's coming out at some point. Okay, media day happened this past week with football. It's fun to see the guys come in, do all the little photo shoots. Like I said, Brylan was interviewing a bunch of guys and teammates.
You'll see that. You'll see Brylan's little piece here.
Yeah,
It'll come out.
You'll see the behind the scenes of that. They also did, which I think is really cool, and I've never heard of this or seen it on Twitter from other football programs, but they had a gentleman's day the other day with Liberty Football, okay? So there's 4 stations. Each station taught the guys something about being a better man and a life skill. One of them was about just being tidy with your beard and stuff like that. Matt clearly following.
I taught that one.
Yeah, he did that one. So just grooming and that kind of stuff. One was about grilling and how to know when chicken or steak is done.
Okay. These are things you have to be able to do as a man.
It's very, very important.
Yeah.
I told you this story, but I had a boyfriend in college who I saw from inside throwing charcoal into the side of the grill. Okay.
And it was a gas grill.
And
So.
And I'm like, what? I won't call out his name. I'm like, what are you? Because I'm sure
not watching.
I'm sure he's watching. And he's like, I wish I would have known how to done a charcoal pyramid.
He still pays very close attention to Emily and her career. Yeah.
No. So he's throwing him in there. He's like, I just don't understand how you can throw him into a pyramid. And I just took the grill grate off. Yeah. And I'm like, you just take this off, and then you build the pyramid and you put it back on.
That is when she knew.
Then I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah, this didn't
I'm out. So having the life skills of Liberty football coming through with the grilling, I mean, I think that part was
cool. I know
really
women's basketball used to do similar things. They teach the girls how to change a tire and things like that, these life skills. So that is cool that so many of the coaches, we'll get you on the next one. So many of the coaches care about their players and helping them learn these things that are beyond just the sport.
Yeah, the other 2 stations, etiquette, how to cut, and use etiquette when. Don't be a caveman here. And then tying a tie. I'm going to call them out a little bit. That
was a little rough.
station should have been 40 minutes.
Yeah, they
you
needed
know,
more time.
they might need more time learning how to tie a
Yeah,
tie.
that can be tough.
But obviously Matt knows how to tie a tie.
I on this show every week in a tie.
I was like,
I have them all. It used to be when I was a kid, like your dad
are those like the
my
buttons?
dad would tie it, and then you just loosen it and hang it in the
Yes.
closet. So yes, all my ties are pre-tied.
That's what I figured. That your dad
yeah.
would still be
Yes,
doing that
yeah.
for you. And then we also had some media training
Yeah,
we
last
wanted
thing
to talk about.
we did. We get a fun opportunity. Pull back the curtain a little bit on what we do back here.
Mm-hmm.
We do a media training with all the freshman athletes, all of them that are coming in for the summer bridge. We get to do media training with them. Sit
Some
down.
of these have been disasters.
Some have been real bad. We won't name names.
No.
But it's always cool to get to know the freshmen a little bit. Get to, give some wisdom to the kids. What we do is our little session is we do a mock Flame Central podcast interview.
Oh, and we go off the rails.
So we try to do that with them, ask them difficult trick questions and get them to say things they shouldn't. And then that's also good for us because we kind of get to determine who do we want to have on this show in the future. And so I will say this was the best class I think we've ever had.
Was very sharp.
They were very
sharp.
good kids, very well spoken, and makes you excited to see what the future holds for a lot of these guys.
I'm excited about basketball.
You got to stop. Richie's going to call and be like, don't hype us up too much. We've done nothing yet.
Actually, I was thinking of this on my walk this morning. I just want you to know, because Richie's always on me like, oh, look at the mugs. Emily has a football and she doesn't,
You don't like basketball
it's all about
enough.
football season. And then it's like, oh, basketball. I planned having this baby so I could be back for basketball season.
You don't get enough credit for
I don't
that.
get any credit for
No,
that.
you don't.
Everybody's like, oh, you're missing football season. I'm like, but I'm not missing basketball.
Right. That was elite planning.
That was,
Yeah.
finally,
Good
somebody's
job.
taking notice.
Yeah.
Matt, you got anything else?
That's it.
Cool. Well, we'll be back, like I said, next week with Chad Scott and more talk with football and everything going around Liberty Athletics.
Could I just say this? Mailbag is always open.
It's always open, people.
FlameCentral@liberty.edu. Send us any questions you have, especially as we get into camp and get into football, any football-related questions. If you send us a good question, you can get yourself one of these.
Yeah, and that's FlameCentral@liberty.edu. If you want to know something more specific about a position group, I don't know if we can give, if we...
I'm just going to air it all out.
Starting quarterback, drop that knowledge.
And I love the questions we had last week.
I know,
about
so good.
Mount Rushmore of Hall of Famers and top 5 basketball alum, anything like that. We love digging into that stuff.
Yeah, so let us know what you want to know more about, and we'll try to deliver that here on the Flame Central podcast. For Matt, I'm Emily. We'll see you right back here next week.